Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm going to break down EURGBP for this video, and I bet you'll get some breakthroughs off of this. It's fire. All right. Um, Now, I can't show my video of me discussing all of this prior due to copyright. So I'm going to be showing a few images of me talking and where all of this, where your eyes should have gone, prior to the setup and stuff. But at the end of the video, um, you can watch that copyright video, and it's just going to be the audio. Okay, so you know, you can fast forward it to the end if you like, if you do want to, watch it and listen, but all of these before pictures. I might, if I can find it, put the image of my entry in there. But really, all of that is just to, I guess, get you to, believe if with it, with me explaining this breakdown, it's really for you. It's not for me. But me showing that these before photos or me showing that audio that I was talking about, if at any point you're just like, man, there's just no way that we can, really pick these prices prior to when the market shows up to those entry points. That's what that video at the end will be. So if you really want to, you can go listen to that, or these pictures that I'm about to show. Okay, and so here's one. As you can see in the top, there is no replay enabled or any of that. I just had to take out some images, uh, like I said, for copyright. But as you can see, real quick before I get into the teachings and stuff, this is the area that I was wanting to focus in on for shorts. Okay, and this is where it was on the daily. This is what that daily area looked like on the hourly. Okay, that I was really zooming in on. You can see the alert, same thing is there, and no replay mode. Going inside that hourly, really showing the 5 minute inside that hourly, right? Same alert that you can see right there, in that same purple highlighted area. Okay, and so this is what price looked like at that time in that area. Okay, and so like I said, just showing that really fast before I really get into it, and then if you want to listen to the audio, it'll be at the end. Okay, so let's get into it. I promise, breakthroughs are coming. Breakthroughs are coming. Okay, so this is the area right up in here, and so what really alerted me to really focus in on shorts for EURGBP was this fast movement higher, the relative equal lows here, and this daily candle. So all of that together, this daily candle right here was interesting because for some reason price, just like it did here, moved up fast. Price moved up quick into this area and fell. Okay, and so this was what the daily candle looked like. This candle reached up above here and reached really into this area, but really above all of this. All of this. Okay. And so you got to understand that large funds, large money for them to be able to get enough contracts on the other side of their entries, this is the kind of things that need to happen, right? Price just goes sideways for a while. Okay, really what's going on is, a lot of data is being presented. A lot of opinions can be formed off of this data. A lot of strategies, a lot of theories. And so really it's just a liquidity buildup. Okay. And then price really fast reaches up for it and reverses. And so this is that focal point where price, like I said, reached up above all this liquidity and then reversed and went lower. Okay. And so going inside that daily candle on smaller time frames, we can see some things. But, how we get confirmation that what we're saying is true, to where more than likely this candle in here, there's a lot of volume being injected into the markets, right? There's a lot of, if people were selling all in here, stops resting above these wicks. So people are selling, you got stop losses above here, and then you can have buy stops on the other side. Okay, just stops are all in this area. And so when price reaches up to it and reverses, you have this imbalance right here that forms right here between this and here. It'd be different if this wick came down to here, but it didn't. Okay, and so this area is just showing that there was a lot of sells but no buyers. Okay, we have an imbalance in here. So when we go on to lower time frames, we're looking for more information in those areas. We've really narrowed it down in this area inside that daily. What we want to look for, we're looking for the same thing, right? We want to look for that controlling candle, just like we found on the daily, and then we will look for imbalances, just like we found on the daily. Okay, and so everything we highlighted, that is that daily candle. So when we really zoom in on this, and I'm just gonna delete everything, okay? But when we really zoom in on this area, the same thing that happened in the daily happened on this hour. For some reason, right? And this is all that daily candle. For some reason, price reached up above this area and then sold off. And then when it sold off, it left an imbalance here and here. Okay, so we have that daily. We have that 1 hour. They're doing the same thing. They're reaching up for liquidity and selling off. Right, they're reaching up for liquidity, selling off. Okay, so in the image that I showed at the very beginning, this is that candle that was highlighted and drug across. Okay, so let's go in lower time frames. Let's look at the, say, 15-minute. Okay, because what we're really doing in here is we know that there's a lot of volume that came from that move, right? Both that 1 hour candle, daily candle, they both reached up. Those candles reaching up, that price action injects a lot of liquidity, making it easy to really see and read that there's a lot of volume in there, because those things have to happen for a lot of contracts to get on the other side of orders. Okay, and so this is us looking at this in the 15-minute. This is the entire daily reaching up. Okay, and really look at it for a second. When you look at price from this point to this point, really see the fluidness of price action, right? Because when price fell from here to here, okay, when it did that, really look at the difference. Look at the difference between all of this and all of this. Okay, when price on that daily reached up and then sold off. Not a lot of sell orders could be filled in here, right? You have that same imbalance. So, you know, we're seeing that imbalance. It's the same thing. We're seeing it right here. We're seeing it right here. Okay, and then on the 15-minute, we're seeing it right here, and they all do the same thing. It's the same things that are happening. You've got consolidation, where most people get hurt. What happens in consolidation? Stops build up. And then price, after it runs those stops, it reaches up and runs this other stop, but it fills in that imbalance and falls. Okay? And so when you look at all of this as a whole, you know, you're looking for where price is not efficient, where those imbalances are still open. Okay, and so this is the area that we highlighted on the hour, but we can go up even higher for the imbalance right here. Okay, so, you know, we've worked it down from the daily, looking in on those areas, the 1 hour, now 15-minute. We know now that price is pretty efficiently traded into from here into here, really about here, until we go into lower time frames. Let's go to the 5-minute. I believe that's the farthest I'll be able to go back, because once enough data passes, eventually you can't go further in time frames. So this is why journaling, saving your entries is important. Okay, and so as you can see, it's all pretty efficient. And so this is the area. I'm going to delete all this so we can mark it. But this is the area where that imbalance is. Okay, this is where it's open on this time frame. Okay, so we have that marked. Okay, and I will go and I will mark that candle as well. Okay, and so where I was during all of this was right here, I believe. Right, so price was at 86402 at the time, maybe lower. I think it was lower. No, 86285. 86285, that was the price that we were on. Okay, but we had that 5-minute marked. Okay, and when we were there, where is it? Okay, so when we were there, this is where we are at 86297 now, and then there's that 5-minute. You see the line up there on 864 5556. Yep, right here, 8658. Okay, but same area, pretty spot on right here. Okay, and so where we were, we're at 86297. 86297. So at the time, price was 86297 was about here, somewhere in here. Okay, and so all of this was printing. Okay, all of this was printing at the time of that recording. And then you can hear me in the audio talking about liquidity being printed above here in this area. So up in here, so looking for that. Because think about it, okay? You know, we've by now zoned in on the hour, the daily 1 hour and 5-minute in that area where we can predict that there's a lot of volume. There's going to be a reaction. Okay, but that's not enough. You know, we can get bounces from that area, but where can we predict price to go to? And is it even worth the potential R and R, right? Because repeating these same things over and over again, when you're doing an analysis, those areas, they have reactions. But will that reaction hold or not? And so when price did all this big move, right? Remember we were talking about how the same things, right? This big move happened. Same thing with this big move, right? Price really went reaching higher and fell, reaching higher, fell. But in between that, price just had a build up. Price just had a build up, that liquidity build up. Okay. Oh, and then let me point this out too. Completely forgot. All of this is happening inside this weekly, right? So, for some reason, this weekly candle reached up and then fell. Remember, big buying is in down candles, big selling is in up candles. This is the proof of what we're saying is true. Up. There's a lot of selling in this up candle. Obviously, what we're saying is right. Right? So the majority volume is inside here. Okay, which lines up with this. So I forgot to point that out. But the daily, okay, that liquidity buildup, the reach up for it, fall fast, reach up for it, fall fast. Okay. And so this is where we are. And here's that fast movement higher. Okay, well, this is really inefficiently priced. Okay, there's really not any sales. This is all buys. This is all buys. There's really no down wicks in any of this. It doesn't matter if you go small time frames or not. It just moved up there so fast. A common phrase that we say in the trade house is if it's fast, it doesn't last. If it's slow, it'll grow. When it's slow price action, that's really efficient, but it also builds up liquidity on the outside. So, think about slow price action, build up liquidity, but that slow price action that's healthy. Normally, when that happens and price is going to seek downwards movement, if this is all efficient and there's no imbalances, it'll sweep the floor. Okay, but we have these imbalances, so if we can get a reaction, we know that this will sell back and fill in some of this. In the audio, you hear me say that I'm looking for price to sell off back into this candle. Okay, that entire candle, more towards filling the imbalances in here. And so really where my TP was right here. But that's where I was looking to sell this back to. Okay, so, not only is it important to have your entry, but also your exit. You want to have a plan before entering. You want to have a plan to get out. Okay, a lot of the money is going to be made in managing, taking profit, not just your entry. Okay, and so this is where we are. Okay, we have where we want to reach for TPs. Right, we have that area, so we want to see a reaction above these areas where liquidity is, okay, where we can predict that liquidity is going to be made, where stops are going to bunch up. This is the imbalance fill completely. Okay, so I'm going to delete all this. Okay, so that imbalance candle completion was somewhere in here. And then we have this sideways movement. Okay, so, price is moving sideways, very slow. This is liquidity buildup. People will draw flags, stuff like that. And just look, just one candle starts reaching both sides. But it's a liquidity buildup. That's what we want to look for. So, that's what we know. We know that there's the complete imbalance fill is here, so price is going to reach up higher. And we have this liquidity buildup, and we know we want to reach back sells. We want to sell back into that daily candle. We want to sell above here, really above this area or higher with that imbalance fill. And then we want to look for proof of breakdown. It's, you got to understand, we want proof of what we're thinking to work out. We just don't want to go blindly into it, right? Unless you want a wider stop, you don't want to go blindly into it. Okay, and so I'm going to put that that line back just so you can see again. Okay, so we have that imbalance. Okay, and so when price gets above that area into that liquidity buildup area, we want to start figuring out where to get our entry, right? And so, really look at this for a second. Where does price start breaking down above that imbalance? Right? Price is doing a lot of this, dealing with the liquidity built up back here. Finally, price gets above that area, so now we're above it. So this is where we're playing above it, but really look at it, because this is where we're, breaking down our entries. Because technically now, where this is playing in here, and what this looks all back here, this is efficient price action. This has become efficient price action. Okay? So there's no point in putting, when you're watching this area right here break down, there's no point in putting a stop loss above here, right? Because this is all efficient when price starts breaking down. So technically, if this was going to reverse and shoot up, it would take all of this, right? So it's like that's a wasted space for stop loss. And so we want to really see where price is breaking down in here, right? The markets are fractal. The same things that can be found on the higher time frames can be found on the lower time frames. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so price, we want it to be in this area, right above, I believe like somewhere in here. That's where that imbalance fill was. Price starts trending still up in that area, and then look what happens. Okay, I'm going to delete all this. Price reaches up, goes back down, starts topping right here. No obvious wicks. Still trending up. All of a sudden, price reaches up above all of those equal highs. And then what happens? Breaks down and takes all of this. Okay? Right there is you have your momentum shift. You have your break in small time frame structure. Okay? And so the same way that we did it, that we looked for certain areas on the daily with that imbalance, the same way that we looked for imbalances on that 1 hour candle in the past. When those fast moves happen, you want to go look for discrepancies in price, because somewhere in there, since the move was so quick and there was a lot of volume, there's going to be a lack of efficiency on the other side. There's going to be a lack of orders on the other side, and we can find that looking for imbalances. Okay, and so here's the 3-minute imbalance. Here's that last 3-minute candle before price really pushed down faster. And when we look to it in the 2-minute, because that's all we're looking for is, we started all of this information in the weekly, and now we're really zoning in on where these discrepancies are. Okay, and as you can see, there's no discrepancies anywhere in here except for that 3-minute candle that went up. Here's your imbalance. Same way that you have imbalances in here that get filled back in. So there's the imbalance inside that 3-minute candle. This is the 3-minute candle that price pushed up into and then fell, shifting momentum. Price comes up and revisit, and this is how you can really zoom in on your trade. And remember, there's no point of putting the stop, above here or above that area back here, because it's all efficient. The only inefficiency now when price started breaking down was that 2-minute area. Okay, and so that's how we can get our entry that can be worth it to, find that accurate point where price starts breaking down in lower time frames to give you that tight stop loss. And we can afford to lose a couple times looking for, a stop that size. Okay, and getting something like that, remember we're aiming for back here into that imbalance. But even if you aim for the top of that daily, just at the very top, you're still getting a 23 to 1. That area that filled the imbalance pretty much all the way in that daily, 33 to 1. Okay, and of course it went further. I personally left a bunch on the table. That's fine. Okay, and so if you thought that was fire and if you got breakthroughs, click that like button. Okay, now let's keep going. Now, how do you manage this? How do you follow if this is right or not? How do you follow price? Okay, well, check this out. So the same thing, follow this. So price pushed right here. Price pushed this higher above here and then sold off. Right? Technically, it did this and then this and then this. Price pushed above these highs because a lot more selling can be injected in there. Price goes down, it comes back up. We can mitigate out of this buy coming into the sell to add on. And then the same thing happens. Price pushes from here, the buy, up into that sell, price dumps, and we come up and revisit, add on to sells, lessen the buys. Okay? And the same thing starts happening all the way down. Price pushes up, comes into that area where price did that same thing here, price did the same thing here, and you can just see it stair-stepping down. Price falls, breaks this low, find the imbalance, balance between here and here, price pushed up right here, sold off, all right, price comes up, fills that imbalance in, same thing, add on sells, lessen buys, same thing happens, imbalance, right? These imbalances show you big volume in one side direction. Same thing, price balance comes back up, fills it in, sells off. Okay. But watch this. Price comes down. Okay, our entries from up here. You know, we're just watching how it works. Same thing happens. There's an imbalance from here to here. Now you have equal highs from here to here, or relatively equal highs. So money is going to build up inside here. Okay, so we have pretty much clean price action all inside here. The only open space would be this. This is all efficient. Price breaks down. Price comes all the way back up to take out equal highs. Right, funny that this high right here was taunting this one. So now you pretty much have like a triple top. Lots of money build up. Price goes above that area. Sells off. Right, sells off, breaks that low. And the same thing that we were doing back here, same thing happens right here. This candle gets bought, gets pushed up above this area where lots of cells can be injected into. Price goes down, breaks this low, comes back up. Same imbalance characteristics from back there. Same thing happens right here. There's your imbalance, comes back up, fills that, adds on sells, lessens buys, boom, sells off. Okay. Same thing when price sells off. You've got a lot of imbalances inside here. Okay, we can actually go to a higher time frame and see that candle that was made off of that equal high raid move, which was right here, right? And so this was the candle that did it, 2-hour candle. Then you have imbalances right here to here, and this actually didn't fill me in for my re-entry, so can't even show you that. But you know, there's something that I had my eye on, something that as I was following this down to get to that area, when this happened, think about it. Price reached up above equal highs and then moved super quick. When it moved super quick, you had those inefficient areas. Why did those inefficient areas, get made? What was happening? Why did this have to make triple highs, reach up above it, and then just drop so fast? Why did price come back up here, drop so fast from that spot? Right? Look at these wicks. Okay, they're making higher high wicks, super big wicks. People's eyes go to that. Stop losses will go under it. Stop loss, stop loss. Just building up liquidity to take it out. Okay, but you can see the same thing that we are looking for in the weekly, in the daily, in the 1 hour, in the 2 hour, in the 5 minute, 3 minute, 2 minutes, all the same, but I'm putting the story together to figure out the direction, to figure out where price can go to, bounce back and forth from to. Okay, so like I said, if you thought that was fire, click the like button. If you haven't, share this with people. Other people deserve breakthroughs as well. But hopefully you got some breakthroughs. Hopefully you thought that was awesome. Leave some comments in the below, and I'll answer them if you have questions or anything like that. But let me know how you thought about this. Let me know if I should do more breakdowns like this, because at the end of the day, this isn't for me. This is for you. I'm not asking for anything in return, right? The markets they can pay you forever if you know what you're looking for. So like I said, if you thought this was awesome, leave a comment below, click that like button, and I'll see y'all on the next recording. Okay, so my eyes are focused on here for now. This is what's been holding up Euro USD versus GBP USD. It's just a matter of time before Euro just goes lower. So watching this right now, I don't know why I deleted everything, because now I gotta go find it again. But the area that I'm paying attention to All right, so we have this daily, but then we also have some things in here to keep an eye on. So inside that daily, paying attention to this area. Okay, cool. All right, so paying attention to this area, just drag it over real quick. And then inside here, some areas for smaller time frames. I shouldn't have deleted everything, that's my bad. All right. Okay, so when you look at all of this, uh, this is open and this is open, right? So small time frames looking at that area right there. And if this doesn't hold, then we would be looking for it to sweep this high and then looking at it in here. So, this is the focus point first. Okay. And so we did touch into it, but we haven't filled it all the way. And to me, it's just causing orders to stack right above it. So waiting for here, but working, I guess, larger stop plays now. Right. So working larger stop plays now with focus above that, that high. Really focusing above the close here. So focusing on that for now. I do believe that this gets filled in. So we'll just have to see, but I just don't know where exactly it's going to reverse. So alarm here to watch there. And then the next spot would be above here, right? Working in there.